Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around we are going over the Decay build that I was talking about in the Let's Play. So if you haven't checked out the Let's Play, I really suggest you should go check that out. We did a different kind of build there, but on the side I was doing this Decay build. I really love it. As you can see, I'm level 93, so I've been doing a lot of grinding on this build for sure, and I have also done an in-game one that I will release at the same time. So if you are looking to go to the end game, I will of course suggest you do this first. Look over what you have to get into the mid game, as this one is about, and then the end game one is about the in-game gear that I got and also the talent tree. So for each item and also for talent trees, I am going to make a timestamp in the description so you guys can see each and every single item, and I'll give you guys some time to pause the video of showing you guys the build that is going on. Also, I'll do the same thing with the talent tree. But first of all, I'm going to show you guys some gameplay. I'm going to use my mid-game DPS gear, so you guys can see that it can actually go to inner courtyard as right here. I'm going to take on these guys. I am also level 93, so it's a bit more than these guys are here, but I am going to feed them a couple of chaos crystals right here, and we are going to take on these guys here. So what I do is that first I just shield my guy to proc the body of mind passive or talent tree. Then I use my angelic infusion to get some sweet healing power, also using my mind rush to get even more, and of course I try to heal up my guys so we don't die. But then I use my ample heal, which procs the shadow Chaossong effect, and I'll show you guys that later on. And these guys are dead, and also of course I'm using my smite for that extra damage as well. I'll show you guys at the end which skills I'm using, but you can see them right here, and that's it. So now let's go into the armory, and I'll show you guys the items. Alright, before we jump into the items, I just want to say that all the items that I will be looking up, you can go to the atlas right over here on the shelf here, and you just click that, and then you can type in all the names of the items and stuff like that. I'm just gonna type in the first item right here. This is the first item. I'll show you guys also it in a little minute in the timestamp, but you just search for it, and when you click it, you can then go down to the bottom, and here you can click to where to go to. So if I click right here, it's going to send me to where the first guy is going to be. Then you probably have to kind of look through them and see what the name is before you go, but this is of course the way you are going to find it. This is where the guy is here, and I will tell you which difficulty you have to, or it will also be shown on the screen next to the item. So I just wanted to say that before we jump into the first item, so you guys had a better feeling of how you're going to find these items that I talk about. Alright, so the first item we got right here, I kind of showed it right before we went in here, but it is this staff right here because of the healing power, the flat healing power, and also the percentage healing power, because that's what Decay Aura scales off. So also the conjuring right here, it's a talent tree in the druid tree that gives a lot of flat and percentage, or a lot for its level, gives a lot of healing power as well, and then you get an extra couple of levels to that as well to give you that extra sweet healing power that we are going to use for our build. So that's the first item that you are going to have to find to make this build work, and we are on to the next item. Alright, the next item you are going to go for is the Auramancer stone, and of course you want to build in that healing power again, and also the effect of auras is amazing because we are stacking a lot of auras, and also Decay Aura, your healing power is increased per aura affected by you, so we're going for a lot of auras, so we're gonna just get that sweet extra healing power for as many auras as stacking, and some elemental resist is not bad. It's only 2%, but it's pretty cool as well. The Vigor Aura is not super amazing. It's 5% increased healing, which is not bad per se, but it gives it an extra aura, and that's why we are running it as our next item on the list. So we are done with item number 2. Let's jump into item number 3. Alright, so item number 3 is the Chaossong item, and it's one of the core items in the build, and you're going to see a lot of damage increase with that. Not only because it has the flat healing power right there, or the percentage one as well. We're going to use the ample heal as you guys saw in the gameplay, but it also increased the regen aura with 30%, but also the decay aura with 40% for 10 seconds after you have casted it. It's a long heal, but it's definitely worth it and does amazing damage for what it does. So the next one is this here Chaossong item is our third item, and we can get into the fourth item. Alright, so the fourth item is the Corrupted, and it's not only because of the flat healing power and also decay aura damage and affecting of auras, we are gonna love this item, but it's also because of the decay aura does damage increase per aura affected by the healer. So the more healers, not the more healers you're stacking, the more auras you're stacking, the better it's going to be. So it's again all about stacking auras. Also you get the Sanguine aura, which is really, really great. Physical damage we are stacking a lot of, and the physical damage resist is not bad at all. So, but it's mostly because of the many auras we are stacking, it's gonna increase that damage. So that was the fourth item. We can now head into the fifth item. Alright, so the fifth item is Generosity, and it's an amazing item because not only gives us this flat of percentage party damage, which is like all damage, right? It also gives you the effect of auras, and it gives you another aura that also gives a 5% damage. So we're gonna, again, we're stacking all these auras for increasing all this decay aura damage. So the more aura we have, and 5% damage is amazing. It's all damage, so it's not just, hey, the decay aura, it's also your fire damage, your ice damage, also your lightning damage, and physical damage as well, all of these. But we're stacking this auras as well, so pretty awesome item as well. So definitely also one that is needed for the build. And that was the fifth item. We can now go into the sixth item. Alright, so the sixth item is not super necessary, but it's a really good mid-tier or mid-game item. It's a wand, you can see on the side that where it drops from, but we get this because it has a lot of flat healing power, also has a healing power percentage, but it's not super necessary. You got all the items actually you wanted or need for the build. You can actually put in wherever you feel like else in the build, but this is a great wand as well because of, like I said, the flat healing power and also the percentage healing powers. And you can see the one to avoid change, which we're also using in the tree. I'll show you guys, of course, that later on in the tree, talent rooms, talent build that we also are doing. I have unlocked the 7 slot on here, and I will show you guys those 2 items you can put in here, but it's basically open for anything. If you get the other 5 items, you are basically set for the mid game, and you can put in whatever you want. But in the next part, I'll show you guys 2 items you can put into the slot down here because it is open for everything. So let me guys show you that. Alright, let me show you the 2 optional items, and we're gonna go into the Atlas to show you guys these 2. It's going to be the Obsidian, I think it's called, or something like that. It's this head right here. The point is, it's pretty good because of the not only the auras and also the resistance to all. We don't really want the health, but it's alright, it's there. But it's good for when you are going to corrupt it or something like that. But the effective aura is pretty awesome. But what we are looking for is Banish. So the Banish spell is one that is in your, not in your tree, but it's one you can cast. But instead of you can cast it, as you can see, you cannot cast Banish. It's now an aura. It does have a 60% less effectiveness than it would be if you cast it yourself, but we gain another aura, and as we are stacking auras, this is a pretty good option. It is also more defensive if you are looking for that, but it does give you an extra aura. Unfortunately, there's no divine version of this, but you want to get another aura as that. And this is the other, sorry, that's not how you spell it. That's not how you spell it. There we go, here it is. The Saint. The Saint is pretty awesome as well. not because of the health, but also because of the healing power, and of course the party resistances. And since we are using only staffs and wands, we get 3 to all skills, which is pretty awesome in the beginning, I say, before you get a lot of points to upgrade them. They are basically upgraded like that. So either you want to go with the more defensive, with the Obsidian thingy, or you want to go with the Saint. That's two options for the 7 slot if you want to go into those two. Unfortunately, you can't replace any of the other ones because they are so great, the other items, and that's all about the to get you through the mid game. Alright guys, now to the talents, and this is going to be the first step into what you want to pick up as the first. As we are of course going for Decay Aura, we are going to have it down here. So the first steps you want to go into is Dark Magic. That's the first 4 points you want to put in. Then you want to go into Eradication. You can also go for the Demon Knowledge. It doesn't really matter. The point is you have to get 4 points in either or together with these two, so you can get down to the Decay Aura. And of course you want to max out your Decay Aura, and then of course you also want to mastery it up as you can, and then you want to put 1 point into your Havoc Aura as well, because we are stacking a lot of auras. When you have done that, you can go into the Druid and you kind of max out the Conjuring, and of course you also want to put your Mastery, just fill it up completely. But we got 7 at this one because of our item that we shown you before, and that is basically what you want to put in your points as stage number 1, and we can get into stage number 2. Alright, so stage number 2 for the talents is to go into the Priest, and we're going to finish out the Priest in this here session. And first we're going to put in the Resilience. We want 4 points to get into that, and you can put 2 points into Helping Hands, or you can put 2 points into Strength. It's really up to you how you want to do it. I put 3 points into this one because I use Lesser Heal a lot more, I feel like, so I put 3 points in this one. I of course upgrade that as well. Then we want to go into the Protection Aura, and we also want to go to the Energy Aura because we're stacking auras, so we want as many as that. You could max out the Energy Aura if you wanted to, but you want to go down further and you don't have a lot of points to work with at this moment, so you just want to get down further here. I want to scroll down because we are looking for a talent point that is down here. Not only the Aura Mastery is of course really good, I also put in the Fortune Fate is pretty awesome as well, because the Lesser Heal that we use very often has a 5% chance to make our Amphil Heal, which one is the one is basically also built around to have no cast time. So when I get this buff, I can just pop it real quick, and this heal has a long cast time, so it's pretty nice to get that up and running again. So I put a single point into that one. You can put whatever you want to. The one you really want is the Aura Mastery and the Fortification Aura as well, because we are again stacking a lot of auras. So down here we got Leadership. Leadership is amazing buff, and not only because of it giving some good healing power, but also the buff itself is pretty awesome. A lot of damage is to be here. But now you want to rush as fast as you can down to Body and Mind. And I said this in the kind of gameplay session, is that when I put a shield on my healer, it basically amplifies all the damage the healer does, including the Decay Aura. So when I put a shield on my Priest, I deal 8% more damage when shielded. So of course, I don't know if it works with every shield, but I know it works with the shield that you can place on yourself. And also shield is just amazing skill. I really love it. And yeah, really awesome thing. And also it gives that, and it gives some healing power, which is really nice as well. But it's mostly because of the 18% extra damage when I have a shield. So that's why I'm running a shield on my healer all the time. Sometimes you can also, because when you have increased your shield a lot, like points and talent points and stuff like that, shield doesn't go off even if the healer takes a little bit of damage and stuff like that. You can use shield on other things, and they of course also benefit 18% extra if they are shielded. But you want to shield your Priest to get this Body and Mind talent point. This is very important as well. And then I put a couple of points in Pity just to keep on going, but also because of the high power healing power it gives as well, right? So that is the second stage of your mid-game here build. You want to go down as fast as you can to Body and Mind. So that was stage 2. We can get into stage number 3. Alright, so stage number 3, we want to continue into the occultist damage. We want to go down and get Aura Void Chain. So I put 3 point in the Desperation here, and it's basically just because you get a lot of resistances when it's above 50%. It's pretty easy to keep people over 50% health, but you also lose 50% if they're under that, but it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. But I put him in that, and also put it into Misery because of the regen and also the healing power percentage. Pretty cool. I did increase it with this, even though I'm running auras, so it's not really useful. But 100 mana is not 100 mana, but it's a little bit of mana, especially. I just want to get down to the next ones. The next thing I took is Voodoo Magic. It's absolutely amazing as well, because of sometimes if you're not paying attention, sometimes your party member die. Sometimes they can also die of other things. There is one-shot mechanics that bypasses this, but most of the time this is going to save you, and it's really, really awesome. I also put 1 point in the Immolate just because of the healing power and the healing power here, but also the extra damage for fire because we are doing a lot of damage with fire and also physical damage as well. But we are now down at the Void Chains, and this is the one we want because of the percentage healing power that it gives. And we also get some health, which is not bad, but also the minus to healing to enemies is also pretty awesome as well. If you sacrifice some talent points, you can also reduce that even more. But the healing is pretty nice. There's not a lot of healing for enemies, but it does help out. So we want the Void Chains, and that's what we're using. So here for stage 3, we also are going to go more into the Druid tree. Of course, we have our Conjuring as here. I went for the Poison one for the Ranger, just for getting more damage over time, and also I'm stacking some Nemesis damage, so that's really helping as well. The other ones you can go into if you want to. There's not really any set plan, but you just want to get enough points so you can get down to the Nimble Aura, and because we're stacking auras, we want to get that one as well. And then we want the Hymn because of the healing, percentage, but also we get some nice resistances to our ice damage and also fire damage. So we resist some of that. Then you get down to the regen aura. That's a very important one as well. It's gonna go along with your Chaossong, and we're just gonna put 1 point into it. You can put more points into it, but if you are going to go for more points, I do suggest you go in for the Blessing of the Forest. I have all the points in here, and I'll show you guys in that in-game build what I took for the other trees. But I will continue going down to the Druid tree now because I'm full on the Priest and the Cultist tree. So now the last 7 points I can get is going to go into here somewhere. Whatnot. You can also take the Typhoon. I don't think it's amazing. I'd rather take the Blessing of the Forest, but you can take Typhoon. It's basically just, a attack slowing thing for enemies and stuff like that, and also does more, ice damage and physical damage. So it's not bad. I might take 1 point in it just to have it running, but I really want to put it into the Blessing of the Forest instead because of the 2%. I think the next point it's going to give us, if I take this out, I think it's 4%. Yeah, it's 4%. Also increasing the healing power even more. So don't want to lose my regen aura though, because that's pretty awesome as well. But that does it for the step number 3, and I can now wrap up the build. Alright, so now I can wrap up the build, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the skill room. And of course I want to use our Mind Rush. I put that on number 1. It doesn't have to be there, but we want, of course, Mind Rush because of that healing power increase. We want a shield is Holy Shield is very, very important. That's what I was talking about earlier, about putting it on your healer, so the body and mind does 18% extra damage when you have completed that as well. Of course, Ample heal is super, super important. It's a big heal as well, which is really, really nice, but it does have a long cast time, 3 seconds. But since we do also run lesser heal, sometimes we do get the 5% extra or 5% chance of being no cast at all. Then I use Smite because I have room for it, basically, but also it does give you, increased damage taken, 6.8%, which is stacked with all of it. And it does some really nice damage as well. 500 damage is pretty nice. I I think it does do lightning damage, and we're also stacking lightning damage, so it's pretty well in there. Of course, your Dispel and your Negate, you cannot remove these from your bar, so these are you know, added, but it did give us an extra slot for all of this thing. And then of course I use the Angelic Infusion. It has a really long cooldown, so it's something I use in starting a fight, and usually the bosses are dead before, you know, this comes around again. It doesn't cost you any mana. It also reduces the healing cost, or the mana reduction, you know, cost when you do it, but the most is 80% increase in healing power, so that goes directly into the Decay Aura when this is running. It does run for 10 seconds, which is pretty awesome, and you can also increase it during through the tree, but I don't suggest you do that because of the long cooldown as well. And of course then we use Lesser Heal because it's very effective heal. 5,000 damage is a lot that heals, and it's super fast, and it can of course be crit. And it costs very little mana, especially when you have Angelic Infusion going. But also it does help with the, you know, with the ample heal, because it can give that no cast time to it as well. And there's also sometimes, you know, you are in fights where it's necessary to heal up, you know, very fast, very little maybe, you know, because we're not running something like that, healing over time as we knew and stuff like that. You could use that as well, but I'd rather be relying on a lesser heal than that. You can also use a flash heal, I guess, but it's kind of costly and does heal for more, but if you really want to go for that instant heal, but I'd rather have the lesser heal because I've also spec'd into that beat, not because of the healing per se, but more in because of the ample healing. So yeah, that's kind of it. But these are the ones I'm using, and it's enough to get me through. We talked about the you know, the banish. We talked about the item. So this could be also be an aura, and all it does, banish, is just it reduces the damage 36%. But that's an increase at 60% efficiency, so it wouldn't be 36% damage reduction like as an aura. Maybe you can see that when you hover the aura as you are in combat, but I think it, you know, just half of this basically, so it'd be like 15, 16, 17% or something like that, maybe 17% approximately for the damage reduction. So it's a nice damage reduction as well, but there's better options in the end game. I feel like if there was a divine, I would probably use the that one. But that was the build guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. Helps me out very much. And if you have any questions, or if there was something I didn't cover in this one, make sure you put that in the description. Also, if you disliked the video, make sure you tell me either on Discord or in the comments. I would love to know if there's something I missed or something I should have changed, or maybe I can just answer straight up your question, and you know, I can turn that dislike into a like. Maybe that would be amazing. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.